Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we are going to cover another very interesting topic which is related to MCP error handling. So far whatever operation we have performed, there we were not doing the proper error handling for the MCP, right? So today in this session we will see what is the best way to do the error handling and how we can implement the error handling with MCP and what is the syntax or structure that we are supposed to follow. So by the end of this session you will be able to understand all these things. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released session first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on MCP error handling. But prior to that you should know what is server, what is client, because we have already covered around 13 sessions, right? So far this is 14th session. So there are so many things that you can refer and learn before moving into this video. And for that you can also refer the Tech Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find thousands of sessions available in both Hindi as well as English language. So without any language barrier you can easily consume the content, and in case if you have any queries or questions, then you can feel free to reach out to me through comment section. I would be more than happy to answer all your queries there. Okay, alright, so let's get started and see how we are implementing this thing. So for this demo we need two tools that we need to import. So firstly I'm importing MCP server fast MCP. Okay, so this is the thing, this is a tool which will help us to create the server. Okay, and second thing we are importing is the ToolError. So we are importing it from MCP server fast MCP exceptions, and from there we are importing the ToolError. And after that what we are doing, we are simply creating one server. So fast MCP proper error server. Okay, so this is the name of my server. So we just provided one identity to this. After that we are raising a tool error. Okay, now what is this raising a tool error? So when we raise this special error, then in that case MCP automatically marks the result as an is error true on the protocol level. Okay, so this error handling we are doing on the protocol level, and this is completely different from just returning a string. The client can now check the result is error to know for sure it failed. Okay, so in simple term you can say that from server itself we are raising the error that can be checked by the client in client file. Okay, now for this demo I have created two tools. First tool will help us to perform some divide related operation with error handling, and second tool will help us to calculate the square root with some error handling techniques. Okay, so let's see the line number 27. Here I'm using MCP tool, which is nothing but a decorator that tells the program that after that whatever function we are defining is a function, is not a normal function, it is a tool, it will act as a tool. Okay, and the name of that tool is divide. So we define the function divide, a float, b float and string. So it will accept two parameters, float value, then it will perform some operation on it and it will return the string. Now here for divide by zero error, we will check the condition of b, and we'll see if the value of b is 0, then we will simply raise the tool error. And here we will write like this: raise tool error cannot divide by 0. Okay, so when you raise this error, it will mark the is error as true if there is error, otherwise false if there is no error. Okay, otherwise it will return the result a/b. So whatever output will come from this expression will be returned. Okay, so this is the first example. In second example what we are doing the square root calculation. So again I'm using the decorator MCP tool to tell the program that below function is a tool. Okay, then we are defining the function square root, where we are accepting the number as a float, and then we are returning the string value. So here basically what we are doing, we are checking the value of number. So if the number is greater than, if the number is smaller than 0, that means the number is negative, right? And we know that we can't calculate the square root for a negative number. So this is just a demo, okay? So I just created a simple program. So in that situation, I will raise the tool error cannot calculate square root of a negative number, and then we are returning the result number into number square root of 0.5. okay, so what it will do, it will perform some operation and then it will return the value of the number. Clear? So this is the part of server. Now we will see the second file, that is my client file. Here in the client file, I'm importing few things like a sync IO, studio server parameters, client studio, right? These are some basic things that we usually import, and after that we are following some basic operation. This part we have discussed multiple times, so I'll just quickly walk you through this. Here we are configuring the server params as command Python, argument as file name. Then we are establishing the connection, and for that I'm writing async with studio client server params as read write, async with client session, read write as session, await session dot initialize. So what this await session dot initialize will do, it will establish a connection between our server and the client. Okay, and then we will simply show connection successful. Now here we are calling the tool. So first case is successful case. So here I will write await session dot call tool divide. So this is my tool name, and I'm passing the argument as a as 10, b as 2. So we can see this is a perfect example. There is no condition of divide by 0. So here you can see I have two options: print divide by 0, divide 10 of 2 is value. So I just want to show you what is the value of is error in case if there is no error. Okay, and that's why I'm printing it, the value of is error. On line number 38, I am printing the content. So result.content0.txt. So whatever result will be captured from the error handling mechanism, not from error handling, whatever output we have got from the division will be stored in content, and as it's a list, so we will just populate it as a list. Then we are printing one blank line, and after that I'm executing the second case where we are doing the division by 0. Okay, so here you can see I just note down await session dot call tool divide argument a is 10, b is 0. Okay, and then divide 10 of 0 is error is result 2 is error. So whatever result we will capture or error value, we will be printing it. Okay, so result 2 dot content 0 dot txt. So in this situation it will show the message. Okay, and here you can see this is the third scenario where I'm using is error in the real code like a AI agent would do. So here I will check await session dot call tool square root argument number is -9. So in that case we will check if result 3 dot is error. That means if the error is there, so we will show this message tool call failed, reason, and then the reason that is coming from content. Okay, otherwise we will show tool succeeded, result dot 3 is dot text. Okay, and this is the default line. So I think now you know how we can perform the error handling. Let's verify the output. So I'll just simply call my program and it will give me multiple output lines, so we will verify it. Okay, so we have got this thing. So let's see one by one what we have got. Firstly, connection successful, that is true, right? Because we were able to connect the server with the client. Second, divide by 0, divide by 2. Okay, so in this situation we are dividing 10 by 2, so is error value is false. That means there is no error, and content result is 5.0, which is perfect. But in second scenario we are trying to divide 10 by 0, so it is returning the is error value as true, and content is error executing tool divide cannot divide by 0. Okay, so this is how you will implement it. And next we have the last message is coming from the third scenario where it simply says tool call failed response, and we are getting the response error executing tool square root cannot calculate root of a negative number. Okay, so I think now you have idea like what kind of error handling we are doing here, how we are raising the error, and how we are capturing it in client file. In the next session, we will discuss more interesting example related to MCP, but prior to that, you are supposed to answer this question. And today's question is, what Python function is used to permanently delete a file? Just think about this answer, because we have discussed this thing in detail in our last session. So if you know the answer, please do share your knowledge in the comment section so that others can take a reference from it. And when you share your knowledge in comment, it will not only help you to recall your topic, but also help others. Let's say if someone is there who don't know the answer, so they can simply rewatch the session and also refer your comment to understand it. Okay. And also, when you are frequently writing the comments on my YouTube channel, it gives me the notification that you are particularly looking these playlist videos, and on the basis of number of sessions, number of comments, I will release more new session to this playlist. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.